Why do you build me up? Buttercup, baby, just to let me down and mess me around in the worst of all.
What is going on, guys? We are at Dorney Park today, and the good thing is we are here right at opening, so we're going to go straight to Talon, and I'm going to do it barefoot once again. And so, Evie, are you excited to ride Talon? Woo! Let's go! Okay, so we just rode Talon, and I rated a 10 out of 10. I did it barefoot once again, as you saw, and we got the front row again, and we got a Zen ride on Talon. We were the only people on it. That was cool. And so, Evie, what did you think of Talon?
It was good. Give it a 10.
Oh, yeah! Okay, so we just rode Wave Swinger, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was really good. And so, Evie, what did you think of it?
I give it a 10. Good ride.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we just rode Thunder Canyon, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was a really good ride on it. And so, Evie, what did you think of it?
I give it a 10. We had a good ride on it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Hydra, and I rated it a 10 out of 10. It was really good. This was my first ever time riding Hydra barefoot. And plus, we got in the front row once again. And so, Evie, what did you think of Hydra?
It was a good ride. I'm going to give that ride a 9, though, because Hydra had a little bit of a rattle going off the first drop. But other than that, though, it was a great ride.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Enterprise, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was really good, and we didn't get on this last visit because of rain, so this made up for it. And so, Evie, what did you think of Enterprise?
It was a good ride on Enterprise. Give it a 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Music Express, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. We saw Anthony from Ride the Thrills working there once again, and this time he actually operated the ride, which is crazy. And so, Evie, what did you think of Music Express?
It was a good ride on Music Express. I give it a 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Apollo, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was really good. And so, Evie, what did you think of it?
I give it a 10. Good ride.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Dominator Green and the Whip, and I'd rate both rides a 10 out of 10. I went earthing on Dominator Green, and let me tell you why I forgot to review Dominator Green right after we got off of it. So, I went earthing on Dominator Green, right? So, we were coming through this exit, and I tried to sprint to that bench right there, and Evie told me to come to this one. Like, that was so funny. And so, anyways, I'd also rate the Whip a 10 out of 10. We had a Zen ride on it, and everybody was staring at us in line because of it. And so, Evie, what did you think of both of those rides?
I thought they both were good. Like you said, we had a Zen ride on the Whip, which is pretty cool, and we also got on Dominator Green, which was a good ride, and I give them both a 10.
Oh, yeah! Okay, so we just rode Monster, and I rated a 10 out of 10. It was a really good ride on it. And so, Evie, what did you think of it?
I give it a 10. Monster, I feel like, has been running really good this season.
Oh, yeah! Okay, so we just rode Cedar Creek Flyers, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was really good. And so, Evie, what did you think of it?
Give it a 10.
Oh, yeah! As you can see, they are sanitizing the train on Steel Force right now, and we got lucky there because like the guy noticed that we were only 2 people, so he saved us time. And so, Evie, what do you think of this?
I think it's nice. We're about to get on the black chain, and I think it's good we were able to get through right away.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we just rode Steel Force, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was a really good ride on Steel Force, and when we were in the brake run, we saw a freaking deer, which was entertaining. And so, when we got back in the station, I did my full-on Grand Carnival scream and made everybody in the station laugh. And so, Evie, what did you think of Steel Force?
I thought it was a good ride on Steel Force. You did make everybody laugh when you did that scream in the station. Yeah, even the ride-up was like awesome, but got some good airtime on it. It was a great ride, and I give it a 10.
Oh yeah, now I'm about to go barefoot on Revolution! Okay, so we just rode Revolution, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. We started off on the low side, but then we ended up getting the high side at the end. And as you can see, I did it barefoot once again. And here are my shoes and socks that I have taken off to show real proof again. And so, Evie, what did you think of Revolution?
I thought it was a good ride on Revolution. I'm going to have to give that a 9, though, because Revolution, I feel like, has a really short ride cycle. But other than that, it was a great ride.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Thunderhawk. and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was really good. And yet again, we got a front row ride on it. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
It was a good ride. Give it a 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Demon Drop, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was really good. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Give it a 10. It was a great ride.
And then now Evie's gonna change into his shoes for Thunder Creek Mountain, so let's go! Okay, so we just rode Thunder Creek Mountain, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was a really good ride on it, and so Evie, what'd you think of it?
Oh, it was a good ride on Thunder Creek Mountain. Give it a 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Dominator Red, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. I was earthing on it once again, and at the end of the ride we saw Anthony and Jack working together on the same ride, which is absolutely nuts. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
It was a good ride. You got some great airtime at the top. Give it a 10.
Oh, yeah! Okay, so we just rode Sea Dragon, and I rated it a 10 out of 10. It was really good. We ran into Anthony from Ride the Thrills once again, so shout out goes to him for being there, for being seen by us twice. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
It was a good ride on Sea Dragon. Give it a 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode the Ferris wheel, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was really good, and we got some really good shots. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
I give it a 10. We got some good shots, and we got a longer ride cycle this time than the last time we rode it, so that was good.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Kaleidoscope, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. In the beginning, there was this shake that I felt for some reason, and I have never experienced that on Kaleidoscope before. And so, Evie, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8. Yeah, that shake was pretty weird, but also it took them a long time to dispatch the ride too. But other than that, great ride.
Yeah. Okay, so we just rode Dodge 'em, and I rated a 10 out of 10. I didn't get stuck in any of the traffic jams, and it was really good. So, Evie, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I give it a 10. Drove through all those traffic jams, and it was a good ride.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode the Wild Mouse, and I rated a 10 out of 10. It was a really good ride on it. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
I give it a 10. It was a good ride on the Wild Mouse.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode the Tilt-A-Whirl, and I rated a 9 out of 10. I mean, most of the ride we weren't getting spins, but we did end up getting some spins. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
I give that a 7. We didn't get really that many spins at the ride until toward the end, but yeah, it wasn't that great of a ride.
Yeah. Okay, so we just rode Dominator Green, and I rated a 10 out of 10. It was a really good ride on it. I didn't go earthing on it because I didn't feel comfortable taking off my shoes and socks in front of a ride-off. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
I give it a 10. It was a good ride. And also, something odd. We exited Dominator Green in a part of like a restricted area, kind of. So it was like weird how they were directing people to go through it, but it was a good ride.
Oh, yeah. So this was a good day here at Dorney Park. We got on everything we wanted to. I earthed on all the inverting rides at least once today, so that was a plus. But the second time we went on Dominator Green, I didn't earth on it because of the employee being right there. Because I was uncomfortable about taking off my shoes and socks in front of the employee at first, but then I learned my lesson that they don't care if you go earthing, since that's what I want to do. And so, but as you can see, we tried to wait for Steel Force, and they were like, their operations were so slow. In fact, they weren't even loading the black train, and they were loading so slow. And so, Evie, what do you think of this day?
This day was really, really great. We did, like you said, we got on everything we want to. But yeah, what we just had to witness, what we were just waiting in right now for Steel Force was ridiculous. We got in line at 6:30. They had 2 trains running, but they were only loading 1 train, and Steel Force has very low capacity. So they're only loading 1 row per car, which is really holding up operations. And so they were just loading 1 train, and we were waiting there for a half hour, even more because we were there till at least 7:12. But it was ridiculous how we had to wait. So I'm not very impressed with that. But overall, today was a good day.
Oh, yeah.